Let's go. Come on now. Back at it again. You know who we are. Come on. This is for a reason. You know who we are. That's Dee Dee right there. I'm Ren. We are your Set Apart Podcast team. Dee Dee, say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people? Hope you brush your teeth.
I hope you brush your teeth.
It's the first of the month. New toothbrushes, people.
I actually just replaced mine last.
Look at you.
I replaced
Look
mine
at
yesterday.
God.
I thought about it. I was like,
There you go.
Dee Dee, be proud on this one.
Absolutely.
Be proud on this one. So it's a lot of memes in the world. We're gonna get straight to it because there's some clapback that I feel like is gonna happen today. Now we talked about Dee Dee. Let me bring to the mind of you and the mind of the viewers. Last time we had a panel and we said the question is chivalry dead. Now what's funny is that after we talked about that, we talked about how chivalry has changed a little bit because of this. I think it started with cancel culture, and then it became a hypersensitive culture. And really, guys, I'm only speaking for guys. I can't speak for anything else. Some guys have this real fears of. It used to be a time where what's the worst that can happen? Oh, the worst that can happen is they say that they're not interested. That used to be the case. Now it's changed. So we're going to react to the meme, and I want to get your first thoughts on this. Listen to this. Watch this right here, y'all.
Worst thing they can do is say no. So I was just in the gym, and I saw a very attractive woman in there, okay? She was like partially Asian. I like Asian women. That's besides the point. She was probably 40 years old. I'm 24, but she was very, very attractive. She might have been in her mid-30s. Anyway. She was working out and I was working out. And I didn't want to say anything to her while she was working out. So I waited until she was done working out and she was like over in the stretch area stretching. Mind you, I have not said anything to a girl in the gym in years. So I'm like, what the hell? This woman is very attractive. So I'm going to go say hi. The worst thing she can do is say no. So she had her headphones out. I walked up to her. I said, hey, what's your name? I shit you not. She gave me the dirtiest look of all time and said, I'm married. And I just kind of laughed. I was like, oh, sorry, and kind of walked away. 5 minutes later, the employees at the gym come up to me and say, hi, we have had multiple reports of you harassing women in the gym. I was like, multiple reports? I just asked that lady what her name was. They were like, yeah, we know. We saw the cameras. It wasn't a big deal, but this woman is upset that you asked her that. So slowly, the worst she can say is no is becoming way worse. So the employees then inform me that my presence at the gym is making this woman extremely uncomfortable and I have to leave for the night. I didn't look at her. I didn't even see her after I asked her name.
So there it is. Dee Dee, what's the first thing you make of that?
There are a lot of things I make of that. One is first of all, let's go to the caption. The caption says, this is what makes men never want to approach again. Okay, so when he told, first of all, he is going to approach again. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
However, I think the first thing that came to my mind is this is definitely an extreme case.
Yes.
I know there are various reasons why men don't approach certain women, but I think it's hard to say the first thing because so many thoughts came to my mind. I think this is a case by case, and this particular woman is probably used to being approached. So she already had her bullets in the chamber.
Right.
So she probably goes to the gym all the time. This is probably not the first time a man has come up to her. He just caught her on that day when she was sick of it and wanted to use her womanness as a tool of manipulation to get what she wanted. And so something is a little bit off with her specifically.
Okay.
But I feel like that's just a personality type or something that she's used to because it seems like he just got what every other man that probably got on her nerves was supposed to get. And he just happened to be the guy at the end of the night at the gym 5 minutes before they close. And she just wanted to work her privilege. I'm just going to call it what it is.
And so
that's my first thought.
two things that pop out to me with that though, because like two things is one, um, as a guy, I'm like, man, I don't know what, I don't know her story. I don't know if she gets
Sure,
approached every single day. I know she's attractive, like,
sure.
so I know I'm not crazy to believe that, oh, I'm the only one that thinks she's attractive. No, that's silly to believe that.
Hmm.
But like, the guy don't know what her situation is. She don't know her. When you approach a girl, you don't know her relationship status, you don't know her I mean, unless you see the ring, you don't know her marital status, you don't know anything.
Hmm.
And so I can sympathize with the fact that, okay, he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and try it.
Yeah.
The worst she could say is no. But let me bring it back to a situation that I have been a part of. And so I've been at a gym before, and this had to be like at least a year ago, 2 years, no, not a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Dang, I'm getting old. So it had to be years ago, a few years ago. And it wasn't even on no, I'm trying to approach her in a romantic type way.
Hmm.
I literally, something that I do think that this is attractive, but I think that this is attractive more than anything is your work ethic. If I see a girl dedicated,
Hmm.
like I see her dedicated in the gym, she's here all the time. I know you don't want to be here all the time. She's here. She's here on a Friday night. I know it's hard to be here on a Friday night. Like I know all of these things, and so you constantly see that. And so I remember complimenting a woman like, "Hey, listen, like I think your dedication, the way you approach this, and you and totally are just beautiful. I ain't gonna ask for a number. I don't
Hmm.
want nothing, right? I don't want nothing." And she was like, "Ha, thank you." I went on my merry little way. Fast forward to about 2 weeks later. Now, it's a small gym. People come here all the time. If you're there all the time, you know somebody that knows somebody. And a comment was made by her friends and whom I know. Oh, here come Ren. He's in love with such and such. And I'm like, I'm what? Don't you like, you just are like ogling over her or something like that. And I'm like, okay, now there's this narrative of I don't know where it started. I'm not gonna say that the girl started it. I'm not gonna say y'all started it. But I do know when I told her that comment, y'all wasn't around. That's what I
Hmm.
do know. And so all of this stuff happens, and so this narrative get created of, oh, I'm ogling over this girl, and then they were like, oh, are you just trying to come when she's trying to come? I'm like, fam, I don't know her schedule. I don't know when she in this thing. Like, I mean, it grows and it grows and it grows. And so that's a passive way I mean, I imagine she had to talk. Like she had to have these conversations. Like I had to be a
Yeah, it's
topic of
clear.
conversation outside of the room. I'm just taking context clues here. And
Yeah.
so whereas, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not saying that that's a negative front. I'm not sitting up here dissing like and saying that stuff, but I'm saying that it went from one thing of a compliment
Yeah.
to now I'm this person.
You're talking to children. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it back anymore.
Okay.
That's what I was
Respect.
trying to get at. That was going to be
Respect
the
that.
second thing I thought of. This is the thing. We get caught up in these scenarios where we don't realize who we talking to. That is a little girl who would do something like that and tell her friends, "Oh, I think he likes me." That's what girls do.
Hmm.
Literally. Literally, I don't care how old you are. That's what girls do. Girls, not women.
Okay.
Because if all she said was, hi, thank you.
That was the extent.
Exactly. So
I quote.
obviously, you guys have seen each other there more than one time.
Yes.
First of all, women are, we check our surroundings. Well, women, I don't know about girls. We
Okay.
check our surroundings just as frequently as men do, especially when we're out alone. Like I said, I don't know about girls, but a grown woman would not respond that way until her girlies, her little chickadees on the side. He's probably gonna ask me for my number. He's probably checking my Facebook stories. You know, all
Never
the
did.
things that it doesn't matter if you ever
Yeah.
did. It literally does not matter, but it's fun to have an imagination when you're a little girl.
What's up, guys? This is Ren from the Set Apart Podcast. Did you know you can interact with us and continue the conversation via our online forum? That's right. You can email us today at setapartpodcastteam@gmail.com, because this is not just a podcast. This is a movement. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
It's an ego. He likes me. You were nice, so that automatically means he likes me. Perfect example. If there's a group of people walking through a door, let's say there's only one guy in this big group. He holds the door for all 9 girls. He likes me. Oh my God. He literally just held the door open.
Yeah.
And you were not the only one. And even if you were,
that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Compliments does not mean somebody's romantically interested. In this video, he said hello. He was interested, but he didn't even get a chance to let her know that.
Right.
But that's why I say when people are used to being approached, they lump everybody in this one umbrella. He must be one of those other weirdos. And I have to say, I'm married. He didn't even get to that point. That's why I said her gun was loaded already.
Yeah.
If you're used to that, you had responses ready. If you were caught off guard, that's not something you say when you're caught off guard. You don't go report it to the front desk.
Oh, that's the second part that I want to get your thought process on. Not only did it do that, but it graduated to the front desk coming to this man. And I've seen it happen before. It hasn't physically happened to me, so I understand. But I've seen it happen before where it's like, oh, they say this literally verbatim. We've had multiple reports of you making people uncomfortable in this area, and we're going to have to ask you to leave. It used to be a world where it's like the worst that could happen is somebody says no. Why have we come to this ultra sensitive? Like, so not only did she react the way that she reacted, but then she went to the front desk to then say, this gentleman is making me uncomfortable.
I blame the front desk. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do.
And why is that?
So what? You're at a gym. You probably have biker shorts up your butt crack. Someone's making you uncomfortable. What does that have to do with why would we put him out?
Right.
Like, that's why I use the word privilege. I guarantee she's probably that certain type that gets approached all the time.
Right.
And knows what to say. What I wrote down is manipulation. She knew what to say to get the response she wanted. And there might have been some people at the front desk who liked her too. Because why would they single him out with 5 minutes till closing? So that woman knew exactly what to say. He didn't hear what she said at the front desk.
Right.
She probably said, he's come up to me multiple times. But the front desk is supposed to say, well, we haven't seen anything weird going on. We'll keep an eye on it. Because why would they just take her word for it and like ask him to leave?
Which they obviously did. They obviously took it.
Absolutely.
They obviously did. Yeah.
So that's why I use the word privilege. So she manipulated the situation. She probably added to the story. But she's probably been approached by many men many times in that particular gym.
And so the question I got, I'm gonna ask the question before the actual question I want to get to. But I think about in gym atmospheres. I think about in life atmospheres. Let's just take it away from the gym in general. I believe, and this is sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm speaking from the heart. There is certain outfits that can be worn that says, hey, look here.
Duh.
Now,
we know what we doing.
But here's the thing, the fact that you're like, whether it's a gym, whether it's outside on a summer day or whatever, the fact that now you then are mad that you're attracting attention. Now here's the thing, like imagine, I don't know what the situation of, but imagine that girl that we talking about in the gym had on something that could be seen as, probably will by majority, saying that this says, hey, I'm working out, look at me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's stuff like, don't get me wrong, like it's not a trick. When people wear tight stuff, bright colors,
because men do it too at the gym.
You over there doing booty workouts, like you know what I mean? Like all of this stuff is very, very, very evident as to you're saying, look here, but then you're like, oh man, I hate when people mess with me at the gym. Fam,
You use the wrong adjective. They're not mad that you're looking. It's manipulation. I'm gonna make all of y'all look thirsty on purpose so I can say no thank you because that makes me feel good about myself.
Ooh, that's
It's
real.
not them being mad, it's an act.
It has to be.
It is. It's in anywhere. Y'all think y'all got the game. We got the games.
Oh,
We got the games. We wrote the game for you. We gave it to you. And y'all think y'all came up with it. Women
oh,
do the
facts.
same thing.
Facts.
Women do the same crazy games, manipulation. And if we gonna be set apart, that's why I say these are little girls, because a woman who has integrity, a woman who's about her business, a woman who is, and I'm not saying this is everybody,
Right.
but majority of who I know who say that they are women of God, they are not just out here to be filled up and be looked at and gawked at all the time. They want men to approach for a specific purpose.
Right.
So the women that are doing these other games should not be the ones you approaching. So when these things happen, just learn to pay attention, observe as the hunter.
Right. And so let's hypothetically say, because I'm not one of the actually I worked at, and I would not give specific labels or whatever, but I worked at a college before, and I remember having conversations about female wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my approaches to female wardrobe, from a collegiate place. Keep in mind, I'm a part of the staff. They're asking me what I think about creating a new rule, or you know what I mean, like, or
Yeah.
laying something out. How should we react to this? And still, a place that I stay in today is that no, that's a tough battle. It's a tough battle to get into people's wardrobe. Why? Because and I'm just going to speak very candid. The woman thicker has a different guideline than the one that is skinny.
One
And
hundred
it's
percent.
and it's like, how do you then language that? Like, you
Exactly.
say, oh, you can wear leggings unless you stupid thick. Like what is these
Yeah,
words that you're gonna say? But
absolutely.
yet and still, I said the way to approach this is not a rule, it's not a law, it's not a policy that you put out there. It's conversations with people.
Hmm.
I take this from Spider-Man, to much is given, much is required. Like, that's biblical. That's the song.
I'm
But
about to say
actually,
Spider-Man.
I actually said the biblical version. What does it say? To much is given, much is I I, I forgot. I said the song part. But either way, it's like, no, you gotta be a steward of what you were given, not as to what you're not given. So what I say that for is, of course, like, you have to be mindful as a woman. I would say, hey, woman, please be mindful as to what you're doing with what you got. Period.
Hmm.
Okay, that's in. But I would say that to anybody, actually. But be mindful of what you got and what you're doing with it. But at the same time, if you are, let's say, you late 20s, early 30s,
Hmm.
okay? Let's say you going to the gym and you wearing this type of stuff. I refuse to believe, like you said, that you don't know what you're doing. And so, whether you're a believer or not a believer, if you wear this type of stuff as a woman, are you saying, I am totally oblivious as to how people would react to this?
No, and I
Or
think
are
that's
you
two
saying, I'm
extremes.
wearing this for a reason?
I think there's a place in the middle, honestly,
Okay.
because there are certain things that are just uncomfortable to work out in. We all know.
Right? Respect that.
And some things get in the way when
Hmm.
you're working out. However, like you said, you're not ignorant of what you have on, and you're not ignorant of who will notice.
Right.
My thing is, if a man is looking and he approaches, don't act shocked, because I'm just gonna keep it real, and y'all might hear this a certain way. And I'm not saying we should be policing what women wear. This is just a
Right.
hypothetical because we weren't at this gym in this scenario.
Hmm.
Because I'm of the belief that, like you said, some people can wear certain things and wear them well.
Hmm.
I'll put it like this: you can wear whatever you want. Some people they fit better, or they because they're body types, not just big, little. They're
Right.
actually shapes. So some things just drape onto a body type in a certain way
Right.
that are more, the other people might have that preference. You might not care, whatever.
Right.
I think we have to be realistic of that. That's why I said when you're talking to girls, you have to have that conversation. We're talking to a woman, she already know what she got. And so
Okay.
she knows what she's doing with it. And I don't, even if you're married, you can still be childish
Oh yeah.
and say, oh,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
married. Why you even have to do it like that? You
Right.
didn't have to, she jumped like 10 steps from a man saying hi. But
Yeah.
anyway, but I think I'm not trying to police a woman married because I know with my body type what I can wear without being ridiculous.
Right.
However, I also know that I always have an audience because of what I represent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also, that's what I have to steward as well. So there are certain things like I know that might look good to me, but I'm not going to wear that here. I
Right.
might wear it over there, but I'm not going to wear
Right.
it over
Yeah.
here. And so I think it's just it's a balance between, like you said, steward what you got. I'm not saying you need to wear a turtleneck and a sweater to the gym because I will clown you then too.
Oh,
Because now
facts.
you just doing the most.
Facts.
Because God did not tell you to do that at all.
Facts. And there, but know that no matter what, I believe that no matter what body type you have, there's a line to find. There's a line. There's a happy medium.
Yeah.
But so there is ignorance of you wearing what you're wearing and the drawing attention. That's not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. It's safe to say that, right?
No. Yes.
Okay. And so here's my real question that I want to ask to you in reference to the approach. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the guy he mustered up the confidence to approach. How do you, and we talked about this and the video even hinted at this is why guys don't do this. What would you say and from a female's perspective, how would you say like, hey dude, get back on that horse? Because like that right there, like if it would have just, I can't help but watch that video or listen to that video and say, if it would have just ended there, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Now I am a social outcast because what's happening. And this is a gym that I go to. So it's not like a one-off thing. This is somewhere I go probably multiple times a week. Like, so now not only is the worst thing that they can say no, but now my gym, my membership is in jeopardy. Like my perception, my character is being questioned. Like, how do you get back on a horse after that? Like, what would you say to guy? Like, how can you not see that as a one-time occasion? Oh, it's just this girl.
Because that's why I say I blame the front desk. If you always go there, then what are they even talking about?
Right.
Like, come on. If you always there, and do they really see you running around the gym chasing girls? No.
Yeah.
That
True.
doesn't even, that's like silly. So even aside from that part of the story, I would say that's not who you want to be approaching in the first place. Because look what she
Right.
did to you.
Yeah.
She's rude. I don't care how pretty someone is. She's mean. So why
Right.
do you, if you know what your intentions were, she didn't even let you compliment her. Then that's not, thank God that you got the door slammed in your face and didn't waste no more time and energy on her. That's
True.
how I feel.
True.
I know it sucks and it hurts. Because women get rejected too. First, let me put that out there. Women get rejected too.
Okay, here's the thing from a guy perspective. Do they?
No, yes, I've been rejected before. So let's just keep it real. Yes.
Would you say
Yes.
that?
I just don't approach like y'all. Women don't approach like you, but we do get rejected. Because
Okay.
we're not hunters. So we don't do it like you.
Right.
But we've been rejected, not just flat out, nah, I'm married. Not no crazy stuff like that.
Right.
But there is rejection.
Okay.
But if that person is rude, that wasn't gonna be a good match anyway. That person, that particular example, she's mean, she's conceited, it sounds like, because she brushed him off with just a hello. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Like, that's not who you even probably want to be homies with or workout partners with.
Right.
She sounds like a jerk.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if I would encourage somebody to get back on the horse and try again, it would be just as simple as that. That
Okay.
ain't even your type anyway.
Yeah.
If you can't get past a high, y'all not compatible. So don't worry about it.
She proved way more to you in that one situation. Like
So you
she
dodged
just
one,
gave you a
homie.
gift. Yeah, she just gave you
Absolutely.
a gift. Okay.
Pretty and mean. What a combination.
What a combination. Listen, I've met many, sadly, I'm not gonna say many, at least 10 though. People like that in my life, like where it's like, gosh, like really, yeah, you're a very gorgeous woman, but you like if we were doing a scale, if we're doing a shallow scale, I think it is kind of shallow when you're like, oh, such and such is a 10 or whatever.
Hmm.
Looks would be a 10, and then her attitude would bring her to a 2. Like you are terrible.
100%.
You are a terrible person. Like you're terrible.
Yeah,
And so I've seen many of situations like that. And I wonder,
absolutely.
like, man, like, I mean, of course, in retrospect, in my situation, I'm like, okay, let me never be in a situation where I'm treating people like that. Because when you treat people bad, come on, you kind of you bring a flock of
Yeah,
people who want to then do the same thing to you.
yeah,
Um, and not on some karma type stuff, but no, like what makes you think people want to do anything good for you if you treat them like crap?
yeah.
And what
You
makes
will
and
get
you
a reputation.
oh, you'll get a reputation quick. And you can't dictate the seasons as to when you might need somebody or that person at that job or that reference or like, hey, like you work here and I want to get a job there. Can you put in a good word? You're the worst person inside. Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why would I do that? And so that's way more than burning bridges. But that kind of does get me to segue into this that's substantial. I think we started with trash TV and we went into substantial argument. This is a substantial argument, and this is in terms of the covenant of marriage. You are in the covenant of marriage,
Hmm.
and there's things that this video refers to her being able to and not able to do. Let me play this for you real quick.
Here's a list of things my husband will not let me do because he's trying to protect me. 1, he will not let me stop on the side of the road to help somebody if he's not in the car with me to discern if that's a safe situation or not. 2, he will not let me pump gas at night if I'm alone. No. Either he's going to pump gas or I need to wait till the next morning or I should have got it earlier in the day. Lots of creepy stuff happened at the gas station at night. 3, he will not let me wear leggings outside the house if my butt is not covered. He does not want me to be the object of another man's lust. 4, my husband will not let me work for somebody else. Now, I used to work for somebody else, but then he saw how the workplace was negatively affecting me, and then we had kids. He saw how beneficial it was to have the kids at home doing homeschool, learning at their own pace versus inside of a public school system, and the kids don't have to leave my sight so that they will not be abused or molested by a daycare worker or a soccer coach. Number 5, my husband will not let me spend too much time working on our business at home if it starts to take away from me taking care of the kids or me taking care of the home, because the kids and the home are way more important than any business ever could be. Does it sound like I'm in a controlling marriage? Nope. I am safe here. Please do not take me away from here. Thank you.
So she said, let me just give you the argument first of all, because we come from a world of a lot of people. We talked about this before, especially in season 1, like women's like, oh, I'm independent, I don't need no man type stuff. So you have that culture, but you also have the culture of women who necessarily don't say I'm independent, don't need no man, but they're like, oh, I'm strong and capable, and there's a pride in the strength, and I respect that. But I can't naturally believe in watching a video like that. It's like, to me, and from a man's perspective, I was like, man, that's noble. I love it. That's beautiful. I agree wholeheartedly. But I know there has to be a population of women or even men to a degree saying that's very, very controlling. You're in a controlling relationship. What's your first thoughts about that, Dee?
First thoughts, of course, people think that if she wouldn't have made a TikTok about it. What is there to
Facts.
talk about? If you know you're gonna push some buttons.
Facts.
Um, I mean, first of all, if we think about all the stuff she listed, it sounds like they have a very, very young family.
Yeah.
So they're building a foundation. Because if she's talking about sending kids to daycare, they're not school aged. So she's
Right.
not really homeschooling. She's just keeping her kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
Right.
big difference. Being a homeschool parent versus keeping your toddlers, that's not the same at all. So what I gather from the context is they're building something they have not been married for a very, very, very long time. So they're trying to establish what their family looks like. Keyword
Right.
their family, because
Right.
everybody's family don't have to look like this.
Right.
Then so when you talk about independent versus but I'm capable, or those are, I guess, on the same side. Um I don't always believe, I'm not from the school of thought that everything has to be a this or that. I think that it's very obvious that I am a capable woman. If you just observe me, you can tell that I'm not necessarily somebody who needs assistance, but I
Right.
do need a man. And not for assistance.
Okay.
So I don't need a man to come in and help me carry my load, because the load is, I don't want him to just come save the day. I need a man because I just do. And
Right.
all the stuff that he brings, loads and baggage and whatever it is, lives merging together, we both gonna carry that. So that's not even, to me, when people use that as a measuring stick, it's kind of incomplete. So I don't even look at it like that. Yes, I'm independent, but it doesn't mean I can't be interdependent, and it doesn't mean I don't need a man, because I do. Because
What
I'm
about
built
the
to.
thought? What about the thought of? Okay, now I know this is a trigger word for some of you ladies out there. Hold on. Let me finish before you die. What about the thought process of, and I quote, she said something in terms of, my husband will not let me, etc., etc., etc.
That does not offend me. I don't care. That's just semantics to me,
Okay.
honestly. Because when you say he won't let me, that's really clickbait. Let me be real.
Okay.
And also, if somebody says, if my son says, I don't want you to cut your hair, I'm gonna tell people he won't let me cut my hair. Now, is he really gonna control what I do really in real life as
Right.
the child? No. I think that's just semantics to get a reaction. She probably, in real life, is probably, he doesn't want me to go outside the house. He doesn't want me to put my business in front of family. Fair.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, because okay, let me just go here. We're
Okay.
not going, we don't, people don't like to say the S word, submission, right? To me, it's
Right.
not a bad word, because it's only a bad word to people that don't want to do it.
Facts.
It's only offensive if you are running from it. Submission is not bad. All it means is I yield to the greater good. That's it.
Right.
It doesn't mean I don't get to be me. It doesn't mean I don't have a voice. It doesn't mean I don't have ideas. All it means is I yield for the greater good. So I'm going to hold off on what I want all the time and see, does this work for the greater cause that we're after right now? That's it.
Right.
So if my husband is telling me, while our kids are young, I would really prefer if you stayed home. Obviously, they are doing well enough. She has the option. So if any woman tells you that she don't want the option to stay home, I don't. At least I want the option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we can do it, hey, whatever. But I'm pretty sure they had a conversation. Look, while our kids are young, I prefer that you take care of them instead of someone else.
Facts.
And
That's
then
noble.
even, yeah. And it doesn't mean she didn't say okay right away. This is a
Right.
little reel that she made. Also, what she talked about, he won't let me wear leggings without my butt being covered. Okay. That is not extraordinary
Right.
at all.
At what point in time? Because I always wonder, like, what at what point in time? Because people, of course, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to be controlled. I don't want people telling me what to do." But at what point in time is it just not a wise thought that they're putting out there? Like
That's
this
what I'm
could be just
saying.
wisdom.
People are saying don't tell me what to do because they feel like you're telling them what to do, because they can't hear I love you, so this is what I suggest. If you are
Mhm.
rebellious, it always gonna feel like somebody telling you what to do,
Yeah.
because you just don't want to you don't want to adjust. You don't want to submit your way for the greater good. So everything's feels. It's like when somebody's guilty, they always feel, why you attacking me? Because I disagree. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna feel like that to the person because they already made up in their mind. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You shouldn't want your butt out if it belongs to your husband now. That wouldn't even be an argument. That's not even like real.
So even in terms of, because somebody I know, I'm just playing devil's advocate in all of this. Like, oh, I need gas for the morning, but it's nighttime, so I can't get gas because my husband
I
don't
already
want
don't
me
do
to
that.
get gas. He don't want me to get gas at nighttime when I'm alone. What
Let me
about
tell you
something like
something.
that?
Let me tell you something. This video ain't nothing but a flex, and y'all tripping. She flexing.
It ain't nothing but a flex.
It's not. Listen,
That's funny.
if you tell a woman, look, I don't want you to go out at night. You're like, okay. Y'all missing the point, fellas. What y'all tripping? It's a flex. She giving y'all the code.
Right. Okay.
I am not married today as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
I do not get gas at night. I do not. I go first thing in the morning when the sun is up, or not at all.
Okay.
If it's dark and I do not stop on the side of the road to help people, I feel bad, but it's just not smart as a woman who's by herself in the car.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. She is flexing by saying, look, if I don't have gas in my car, either he gonna go get it. That's what she really trying to say. Because he don't want me out there because he protecting me.
Right.
It's a flex. She bragging.
It is a brag. Oh, what about this last? Because I see this can be a brag as well. She mentioned that my husband won't let me. She apparently she does some type of homework. Like she works from home. She gets some type of revenue. He would never let me work hard at that if it means taking away from my kids and how they're learning and what's going on there, stuff like that. So what about this concept of my husband won't let me do my at-home work stuff if the kids are suffering?
I still think that let me is just how she wanted to put it.
Right.
He did not forbid her to do nothing. I find that very hard to believe. I forbid you or gave her an ultimatum. If you do this, no, I guarantee he's bringing home a pretty nice piece of bacon.
Right.
And she has the option to be mommy or businesswoman. Or
yeah,
not even the or. She has to just prioritize the kids and the business can happen. I guarantee there was an agreement. It wasn't like you can't do this if we have. I don't think it was like that.
Right.
Because that's not even realistic. Because based on the other stuff that she mentioned, it wouldn't fit that he would demand that she do something that she'd already don't want to do.
Right.
Because she was really boppy and happy sharing this video.
Yeah.
So I guarantee she's very well taken care of. And she has the option that I don't have to work if I don't want to. If I want to be mommy, we agreed that I can do that and I can make money in my business, my home business, if I get around to it. What a nice option.
What a nice option. That's beautiful. I wish I had that option.
Listen.
I mean, if
yeah, and so overall, I don't have a problem with this. And I don't think I think it only pushes buttons if you say, like I know some people probably said in the comments, only like feminism did this, and this is why women don't want this. And I keep going back to it. A woman who wants to be married will, and you ain't got to fight her. A woman that wants to be a mom will. You won't have to fight her. It won't be no argument. It's not feminism or not. It looks like an agreement.
Okay, well,
and it has nothing to do with feminism.
As you're speaking on this, let me give you just the top 3 comments. Okay, let me give you the top 3 comments on here. Okay, it says, and this is hilarious. And well, this is something I totally agree with. It says the man's job is to protect the family. He's doing an excellent job.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Here's one that could be controversial that makes me smile. Women who disagree with this post are not wife material. They are jump offs. Period. That is a bold claim, my friend. That is
It's
a
pretty bold.
bold claim.
I don't like to say people wife or not material, but they just ain't prioritizing these things because they could be next year.
This is true. This is true. Yeah. This third one says the people who call this toxic don't know what the true sacrifice of love is. Everything that she named shows what lengths he's willing to go. He's willing to go in order to protect his wife. Don't let the media lie to you. Women still love strong, masculine men who can lead her.
So that comment has some truth and some like way too deep stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
But that part about the media, 100%.
Facts. Because for sure.
Let me choose my words correctly, wisely.
Use them wisely.
Women aren't looking for someone to save them from something, but we do want you to be the strongest man we know. We want you to make decisions. Can we stop playing? We do like when y'all tell us what to do. Can we just be honest?
Hey, you heard it right here. You heard it right here. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
A heterosexual woman who is looking for a heterosexual male and who wants to be his wife and he wants to be her husband, we be liking when we get told what to do. Let me clarify that, because I don't want you to be my daddy. Okay. But I want you to be the man that's gonna say, look, in order for us to get here, I need you to do this, this, and this, and I'll do this, this, and this. For example, let's say at the time of you get married, you don't have a house. So it's a big goal. Usually it's a big purchase, right?
Big purchase. So
if that's the goal, and he says, look, I'm gonna need you to stay away from the nail shop. Just give me 4 months, and that's gonna help us knock this, this, and this out. Yes, sir. Anything else I can do?
Okay.
If I want to be his wife. If I don't, then why would I jump on? Why would I partner?
Yeah.
If we say this or how about this? He comes in and says, look, I think we should get a new car, or not even purchase. I think we should start considering moving to a new city. I've been praying about it. I think this is the move. In the next 9 to 12 months, this is where we're going. Okay. What you like, where did this come from? What made you think of this? I'm going to ask questions, but I don't mean I'm questioning him.
Right.
Make a decision. But if you somebody like that always talking about, oh no, where you want to be? I don't know. I just, I've been thinking of, don't do that. But if you a man and you saying you want a family, you have to make some decisions. Here's the thing. A woman will follow you if you're a firm decision maker, even if you make the wrong decision.
Right. I mean, because every decision is not going to be right. And you're going to have to eat crow on some of the decisions.
Most of y'all decisions don't be right. But guess what? It's the swag for us.
Hey.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm sorry, ladies, but all this crap about, we got to do a joint. Listen, I don't want you to be my daddy, but if you're going to be my husband, you're held responsible and accountable for this home and everybody in it.
Correct.
So if you wishy-washy, why would I step on that foundation?
Talk that.
We like when you say, look, I'm going here, this is where I'm headed, and I need you to come with me, but I need this from you. Sure, what else do you need me to do? Whatever to help you carry the load. Because God looking at you. What you doing how you steward in your home.
Yeah.
But if you wishy-washy, you can't get mad at me when I'm looking at you crazy every time you got a new idea.
Yeah. Because you can't even see it through.
No.
Because you can't even see it through. Man, we got to take something from that, because we can sit up here and say that we want to be this is what I say all the time. We can say that we want to be leaders of a household. We want to be shot callers, if you will, just to give something else. But here's the thing. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That means everything that you do, every place that you move, every place that you operate in, the goals that you have, it has to be made. The decisions have to be made with the priority of the family in mind. And this is what I say wholeheartedly, is because before kids happens and you're married, guess what family is? It's your wife.
You and her.
When kids happen, guess what family is? The people who is in that household. But, and we talked about this a little bit before off camera, your first ministry should always be your wife. And that's something that we can spend.
They already arguing. They arguing about it right now. Who comes first, the spouse or the kids? They already arguing about it.
And I think we have so many. And listen, even in my own, I come from a household of a single mother. We had 6 kids. For better, the best way I can say it is that she sacrificed literally her life in order to figure out how to raise us. I'm so grateful for it. But it got to the point where when we were all adults and now she's an empty nester, she had an identity crisis. Who am I if I am not mom?
Yep.
Now, of course, that's not the ideal situation. The ideal situation, of course, is with mom and dad in the picture. Something that we said before was, if your first ministry is always your spouse, that success will trickle down then to your kids. Ideally, makeup of it. But we do live in a very, very, very broken world. And one time we got to talk about how these lines are being blurred. We got to bring these back to the heart. We got to bring these back to the heart of worship. And trust me, one thing that I'm trying to do, and this is just a life thing, and I'll kind of close the lid on it with this, is the life thing that I'm trying to do is there's certain things that happens in the world today, in my life today, that the concept is not bad. My experience may be bad, but my experience doesn't say what the concept is. So for example, like you can sit up here and say the Bible talks about love people, love people, love people, love people. I want you guys to know sometimes it's hard to love people. It's
most times
hard. It's hard. But just because of your experiences, does that mean that you're not supposed to love people? No. The truth is you are supposed to love people, but your experience we cannot keep allowing our experiences to define what this is.
Yeah.
We can use our experiences to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, how was I broken in that scenario? But we cannot allow our experience to prove whether love is right or wrong. We can't keep doing that. And what we're doing is now, we've done that for so long. We've done that for decades that the lines were really, really murky. And that's why we set apart here, because we're going to bring it back to the heart. We got to bring it back to the line because things is getting crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot of people with microphones.
A lot of people.
Invisible microphones, but they got a phone, and it's so much going on, so many conversations that we got so far from the truth that now people forgot that it was a lie.
Yeah.
Can't even recognize it anymore. Or they sprinkle a little bit of truth, so then you catch somebody's ear, but then as they continue talking, you like, how you get that from that? That's not even real.
Yeah.
Or it's way out of context and you just threw some stuff together, and I'm like, How you got an audience listening to that?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it be like though.
That's real. This has been the Set Apart Podcast. We're gonna leave you on that. Here's my one quote of the day. I'm gonna get a quote out here. This is crazy because this is something I've been thinking about. You don't know what you don't know. So act right. That's my wisdom to y'all. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. You don't know what you don't know. So act right. Y'all marinate on that. Y'all marinate on that one.
Hey, this is your girl Dee Dee from Set Apart with Ren and Dee Dee. Thank you so much for tuning in to this latest installment. Don't forget to subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts.